Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, race fans. We are live here tonight for the USAFirearms.com / ButtKicker.com 1987 Retro Cup Series. This is a series that Crooked Line Racing Front Row Esports have kind of joined together to put on and promote. Started out as just racing fun nights at Talladega, turned into a series. Joined tonight with my co-host, Mr. Jason Raymond. Jason, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm excited to see how this turns out. I've heard some talks about how the track's feeling already, and I definitely think it's going to be an interesting race. These cars in this track, it's another throwback.
Absolutely, absolutely. Bristol is great. Now, I wish this was old school Bristol where we're running down at the bottom, but although we're going to be up near the wall, at the end of the day, it's still Bristol, baby. We have the top 5 points put up on the screen right now. Look at the animal. Chris Carroll, 383 points. Second place has 306 points. Now, folks, don't let that sway you away and think these last 2 or 3 races is going to be a walk in the park for Chris Carroll. You see down there at the bottom, there's 2 drop weeks. So Brian Zimmerman actually missed a race, and one of these races he got wrecked out of really early. So that's going to be 2 drop weeks. If I had to guess, our top 3 are probably only separated by maybe a total of 20 points, if that. In third place on the board, Mr. Stephen T. Johnson, 290 points. Got 2 race wins this season. I don't even know if he's actually here tonight. He's missed a few races. Jeffrey Clifton, 287 points. And shout out to Mr. Larry Bell, 256 points, holding down that 5th place points position right now as we're going into Bristol here tonight. Freaking love this track. It's one of my favorite tracks on the entire service. Let's get the keys to success here at Bristol. As you see right there, tires, tires, tires. That's going to be a key to success everywhere we go this season. And that's because these 87s, they're on 1987 technology tires. They got 5 total sets in the pit, so these drivers are going to have to really manage these tires and make sure they take care of them, because in order to be fast, You got to have 4 sets of tires or 4 tires on the car that feel good to be fast. Then number 2, you got the high lane versus the bottom lane. I've heard from drivers tonight that the high lane is by far dominant, but when it comes to fresh tires, you get it hooked up on that bottom lane, and your car's on a rail, so be looking for that. Third is track position. Now, that's going to be every track we go to as well, but with the choose cone here tonight, who's going to gamble it? Who's going to take the bottom to try to get up towards the front? And who's going to say, hey, I'm going to chill out here at the high lane and maybe keep my spot? Track position. And then, of course, avoid pitting under green flag conditions. If you go down pit road here while we're under green flag conditions, they're turning 16-second laps. You go down pit road here under green, you just lost 3 laps at a minimum. So those are your keys to success here tonight. Jason, what's your thoughts about Bristol as these drivers hit the track right now for 10 minutes of open qualifying?
Track-wise, I don't like this track at all, actually. I did barely finish a race here. I just suck here or everywhere. I don't know. I've never been able to figure this track out. I don't know why. I'll run good, and then something will happen one way or another, and I won't even finish the race. With these cars, I've personally never done it, so I can't give any input on that, but I'm sure it's a handful.
I did about 7 laps out here, just turning some laps with the boys, and man, oh man, it was a handful. As you see, Levi Allen with a 16:03. He was top of the board when practice closed, and now he's at the top of the board as we are out here qualifying, as we're actually going to try to jump on board with Mr. Brian Zimmerman. Going to wait for Zimmy to get up in here. Mr. Brian Zimmerman, you are live in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Doing good, bud. How y'all doing tonight?
We are doing great. Now, we just spoke with you recently, asked see if you would give us a lap around Bristol. Let the fans know at home what you're feeling. Mr. USAFirearms.com, a.k.a. Mr. Restrictor Plate. He's going to take us around a little half a mile high-banked oval here at Bristol. Zimmy, we've got you on board. We're riding shotgun with you right now. Let us know what the car feels like as you're pulling out on pit road.
Sounds great, bud. Well, coming off pit road here, you got to always merge, so you got to be watching in that upper mirror up there, coming across. And on your qualifying lap, we're going to want to be getting on it pretty hard coming off pit road because we'll be taking the green coming here. Let it float high, then as you come off, use that throttle to rotate the car. That's going to be the key of the night. Into turn 1, you're going to need to brake hard, let it float up, and as you feel the car start to rotate, get back on that throttle, get that rotation around. Going into 4, same thing, hard on the brakes, let it rotate up, and then hard back onto the gas. Get some rotation, and we might have a little bit better lap there. There we go, we laid down a little bit faster lap.
Oh, but there you see the troubles of open qualifying. Jeffrey Clifton just spun right in front of you. So what's the car feeling like right here, Zimmy? I heard you get on the throttle to try to rotate it. Are we battling tight conditions, loose conditions?
Definitely going to be battling tight conditions tonight. That right front's going to be key to the race. And one of the things you'll see a lot of drivers run into, and I do also, is if you got somebody racing hard, you may want to get back on that throttle a little too early in the middle of the turn when the car hadn't rotated, and what you're going to be doing is burning that right front off. So you really got to wait and be patient. Let that car rotate, then hard back on the throttle. It's going to be a 1-lane track. Its outside lane is going to be hard to beat. If you've got fresher tires, you may be able to make some moves on the inside, but it's going to be very difficult to move here up if you're not. But as you can see, there's a lot of cars to be dodging around here. We got 14, or is it 16 cars in the race tonight?
How many we got, Jason? What cars we got out here right now? Just look at the entry tab and let us know. What about the brakes, Zimmy? These cars have terrible brakes. They're small brakes. Are we using very much brakes here tonight?
Yeah, you're going to have to be hard on the brakes going into the turn. Got to get that thing to rotate. One of the problems I was having in practice was when I shift my brake bias to the back, I was getting pretty loose on the entry. So you have to run the brake bias to the front, but that also puts more wear and tear on that right front. So
right.
You're going to have to lift early, start to get that car to rotate before you get on that brake. Once the car starts to rotate, get on the brake hard. Let the car rotate through the middle, and once you get a little bit of rotation, use that throttle to rotate the rest of the way off.
Well, Zimmy, you've been here for 5 minutes with us. Thank you for that, buddy. Thank you for a lap around Bristol. Currently sitting P3 on the board. Use these last 5 minutes. Get out there, And let's see if we can get that number 28 top of the board. Last week's winner, Brian Zimmerman. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, bud.
As a lap around Bristol sounds easy, but I promise you it is anything but, because when you're outside on that outside lane, riding right up next to that wall, anything and everything can and will happen. So you gotta be careful. And we noticed right then when we were on board with the 28, I watched 3 cars go around. So that tells you right there, these cars are a handful here tonight. Stephen T. Johnson actually did show up, so if you can make him an admin for me, Jason, that would be much appreciated, my sir, as we got about 4 minutes left to qualify here.
And I went and looked as you were talking to Zimmerman. We have 16 now. I guess 17 drivers since Stephen T. Johnson is here. We have 17 cars registered here for tonight.
Nice, nice. That's a good feel for Bristol. It's not a whole lot, but it's just enough to make this thing interesting. So, and we know with these 87s, it's going to be interesting as we're trying to take a little scenic view around this beautiful facility. I've actually been here. I had a streak. I had 9 races in a row. Not counting the spring races, right? But if we count the spring races, it would have been actually 11 races in a row. We went down here. Used to be the hardest ticket in NASCAR to get. We would have to buy our ticket a year and a half in advance just to even make sure we get down here. And there's nothing like a sold-out Bristol, baby. There's nothing like it. It's loud. The smell, like Jason, it's in the middle of nowhere, right? You come up to the track, you get off the interstate, you see people selling peanuts and stuff like that, right? And then you come over a hill and you just see this mammoth of a stadium, and it's Bristol, baby. That's the only way to explain it.
Yeah, I've personally never been here. Definitely, I'm sure it is a lot of people a bucket list track for me. I mean, I'm sure it's loud. You're basically in a bowl.
The sound has nowhere to go. It just goes up.
Yep. And smell. I mean, any racetrack you go to, the smell is some people's favorite smell. So, I mean, it's trapped in here, just like the sound. The smell gets trapped in here, so I can only imagine what it smells like in this place.
I've been to Kentucky for a truck and Xfinity race, but nothing compares to Bristol Cup race or an Xfinity race. It stays in your clothes, the smell. You can't get it out of your clothes. It takes a few cycles.
I wouldn't mind that. That's one of the that's one of my favorite smells. I love the short track smell. Personally, I've only been to New Hampshire, so it's got to be something. I got to go to a different track. New Hampshire's, I mean, some people say the most boring race of the year. This year's race was pretty good, but previous years definitely is the best. As we're gonna try to find somebody to talk to really fast. Let's see who we can talk to here. Let's talk to Brandon Mettler here tonight. Let's see what he's up to. So we pull him up here. Brandon, this is Jason in the True Sim Productions booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
So you got in here pretty late. Just, this is like your practice right here. Tell me how the car is feeling for you.
So far it's a little bumpy. I can recognize even with just going 5 or 6 laps, tires fall off super quick. So I think whoever's going to be able to run the high line and make it work is going to be up front towards the end of the race because they're going to have the most tires. So probably going to be pretty hard to pass with how heavy these cars are and how unpredictable they are. So it should make a good race.
Yeah, definitely will. I heard a lot of drivers saying that, it's tight and tire conservation is going to be a huge part, which, with these cars, it always is. It's always a tire game. These cars just chew. And then all the lap times, I don't know if you can see that or if you've looked, all the lap times are pretty close, top 11s within 0.3 of each other. So that's a pretty close field. And then we got 130 laps here tonight. So like you said, just trying to stay clean, be there at the end, and conserve those tires, and should be a good race. I will let you get back down to your team and discuss a little bit as qualifying is wrapping up here tonight.
Right on. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. Good luck tonight, Brandon.
Appreciate it.
All right, that was Brandon Mettler. He driver of the 15, currently sitting 11th in qualifying. Only 2/10 off, like I said, so that's pretty impressive. Top 11s, 2/10 off of each other. To see Levi Allen going for a little drift right there. Qualifying is about to wrap up. We got 2 seconds. Qualifying is now in the books as Levi Allen is going to be capturing the pole here tonight. Then we got Jason Day sitting second. Zimmerman will round out top 3 as qualifying wraps up.
Look at Larry Bell in number 43, out qualifying his pit lizard performance duo of Christopher Carroll. That's a fast one out qualifying. Look at Stephen T. Johnson right there, Jeffrey Clifton. I can only imagine how vocal Clifton is right now, starting P9 on the grid. As let's get our grid music going. As it is now time to hit the USAFirearms.com grid. As you see right here, we got none other than Mr. Levi Allen putting it at the top of the board with a 16037. Then Mr. Maple Leaf Muscles on the number 52 of Jason Day firing off outside row number 1. And I also want to make note that the top 3 you see right now, that's how they stood in practice. So sometimes practice times does translate over, especially on these short tracks. Ryan Zimmerman, P3, talked to him during qualifying. Larry Bell, P4, and then Mr. Pit Lizard Performance again. Chris Carroll round out top 5. And look at 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all Pit Lizard boys.
And then starting 6th here tonight is the number 1 machine, the Hot Wheels machine of Steven Johnson. Chris Sawyer in the number 33 will be starting 7th, with Tom Friedis in the 32 starting his outside in 8th. Jeffrey Clifton will be in 9th in the number 51 machine, with Kel Butler rounding out the top 10.
And then starting in the 11th place spot, it's the white and blue BAM Racing Videos machine, the number 15 of Brandon Mettler. And then starting to his outside in the 6th row, it's the 06 of Chummy Miller representing Chummy Motorsports. As we keep going down, if it'll let me. There we go. Starting 13th, Brian Treadwell. Chris Paul Hamus is in 14th. Dustin Lamb's in 15th. Nikki Yates 16th. And Sam Baumgarten was going to race with us, but ultimately he was having some computer issues. He's probably been clicking on too many of them links that keep on popping up in the chat, you know. So that 91, ended up I had put the 91 on the hauler for tonight. Hate to see it for Sam because I know he loves this track and loves this car. But now there's nothing left to do but to do it. 130 laps around this half-mile oval. It's the last great Coliseum. We're concrete racing, throwback style, in the 87s. Hit that thumbs up button. Let me know right now before these guys take a single lap around this track. Who's your pick tonight? Remember, in order to talk to me and Jason, you gotta be a subscriber. I mixed my audios up. That was my fault. That's what Country Boy's saying. As Mark says, Martinsville's better. I kind of totally agree.
Yep, I don't like this track at all. I can't race here. I never finish, like I said. But we are pacing here. We gotta go around one more time once we get back to the stripe, and then we're gonna be going green flag racing for 130 laps of door-to-door, tight and aggressive and everything short track racing.
As I'm trying to turn the cars up a little bit, people cry, mainly Mark cries about not being able to hear the cars, so we can hear the cars now, and now people are saying it's drowning us out a little bit, so I hope I don't have to go in there and turn that down. We'll have to wait and see. But I think we are good here as that beautiful Chevy Silverado is going to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. 130 laps around the last great Coliseum. As the field is actually in the hands of the flagman, Barney Fife Jr. Got the 21, the 52 on the front row, 43 and the 28 sitting row number 2. Which lane prevails here? High side, low side. As now these drivers just patiently wait. As green's out.
Pretty even start, I'd say. As actually the inside lane gets a little bit of a jump there. As Jason Day is now basically by himself on the outside, but he's going to get a huge run coming off of turn 2 here, down into turn 3 on that outside.
Got to be careful coming off the corners here, turn 2 and turn 4. Yes, the high side is where you want to be at, but going up there. You're taking a risk. Oh, caution's out. Tom Freitas, Chris Sawyer. It actually told me Mettler may have wrecked on the initial start of the race. Let's go back and see what happened here first. This was no caution right here, and I was hearing some carnage. So let's see. Mettler was in the P9th or 10th position at this point. P9, I do believe.
As he is going to start, and everybody's rolling.
I think
Goes down
SDK
into
was tricking
turn
me.
one. Still all smooth.
It would have been right about here if it happens. So I think SDK was telling us a lie right then. But we saw the wreck up in front. It is the 32 decided, hey, Chris Sawyer.
I saw the brake bias.
Yeah, 32 said, Chris Sawyer, I don't have my brakes figured out yet, so you'll be my brakes. You see them, they're coming off turn 2 right there. Turn 4, excuse me. It looks like 32 just gets in there a little hot. Not sure where the 33 was going to end up going, but 33 didn't have much of a choice. He could see the 15 in his mirror, wanting to look low. Let's watch the closing distance right here. Just boom, right in the back bumper of the 33, and around she went.
Yeah, as we saw North Wilkesboro a couple weeks ago. Tom couldn't get the brake bias figured out. Go to Talladega last week, no brakes involved, and now the brake bias issue. There's something wrong with that car, Tanner. I don't know. I think the brakes are a little messed up on that 32 machine.
I'm beginning to wonder if it's not the driver.
Oh, that might be possible.
I think Tom is having a little fun with us out here.
Possible, man. I mean, we'll find out.
As Mark said when I was telling people during practice, you actually get better tire wear at this track around the bottom. You're not nearly as fast. That's something he's taught me along the way here in iRacing. It sounds like it would not be the case, but it just comes down to sheer speed. You're traveling faster on the high side. As let's see where these drivers elect to go. That camera's not going to do it.
As we are under choose cone, Jason Day takes the outside. Brian Zimmerman to the outside. Chris Carroll to the inside. Levi Allen goes to the outside. So it looks like a lot of guys are choosing the outside, which, I mean, makes sense. That's the faster way around the track. But then you got the guys trying to advance their position down low. I mean, it's a gamble you got to take. As we are going to be coming back to the green flag here. As Tanner said it earlier, that beautiful Chevy Silverado pace truck. I can say that now because I own one. Tanner, you're no longer allowed. That's my phrase now.
Oh, I don't own one?
Nope. I don't know if you still do, but
yeah.
you did.
Yeah, it's my daily driver. As Jason Day gets a great launch right there. As I want to see what the choose cone here tonight. I don't think the inside lane is all that bad on these restarts because you're going to be basically wide open anyways. Look at here. Chris Carroll, 97 to the inside of the 52. Got a battle for the race lead here right now as they come off turn 3 and 4. But you saw the high lane of the 52 just, it prevails. It prevails. It has so much momentum off the corner. And look at Levi Allen back here. He started out in P1, was fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. As we're back under caution again. Brian Treadwell, Chris Sawyer, and Chummy Miller bring out the yellow right here. Let's go back and see what happened.
All right, as we get the replay going here. We got Brian Treadwell on the 48 machine. Goes into the corner, gets a little sideways. Back across the track. I mean, he didn't really hit anybody. I think they just squeezed up together once they saw him coming. That's exactly what it was. Chummy came up to not get clobbered and had a little bit of contact with Sawyer.
Ooh.
Oh, pretty heavy lick to that inside wall, too. I think he had a flat left front tire. You see that way that car was shaking around?
He's on pit road. He's taking tires. I don't know if I like that car or not. It's awful early in this race to take tires. You do have 4 sets in the pits, but they're using up a right front really heavy here tonight. So I was actually, if they break off a 20-25 lap green flag run, we're going to start seeing right fronts blow. So these guys are getting up here. They're hustling the car. They're turning some super fast lap times. They got to watch that right front tire. And shout out to Jason Day. He's actually sick right now. Not sure what's wrong with him exactly. I just know he said he does not feel good at all. His son's sick. He's sick. But he's putting in the work right now. Sitting P1 in a very stacked field. As we're going to see if we can dial up Levi Allen right here and see what happened from the start. He was on pole, Mr. Levi Allen. Tanner Martin, Boots, got copy.
I got you.
So Levi, you had that 21 sitting out front. You did that start in the inside lane. Is that kind of what got you shuffled back here? Or are you just kind of riding right now?
A little bit of both. I think the outside line's the fast line and the restarts, but I'm just I run my own race, just trying to save a little bit of tire. Even though I have 4 sets.
That's what I was just talking about on broadcast. It sounds like a lot, but from people that did testing today, they were blowing right fronts after 20 laps, right? So I had to make sure y'all had sets here tonight. If, with the outside lane being so dominant, if there's a late race restart, though, are we going to try to challenge that front row on the inside, or you just kind of just take the race as it comes?
Oh, I try to send it.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Well, good luck to you, Levi, as we're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing, buddy.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Alrighty, Jason Day's lined up a full half a car length out on Chris Carroll right here.
As they go back green, Jason Day with a pretty big jump right there.
He's
To head off into turn 1.
But you see the distance that the 97 is able to clear just by jumping down low on the inside. As you look at the one car of Stephen T. Johnson, going to try to make a pass on the inside. This is going to be a task right here, especially with only 14 laps on the tires, and it's not 14 pace laps either. There's been some pacing laps in there, or 14 race laps, as I'm actually hearing another person go around. My goodness gracious.
Oh, man. This is going to be a long night. A lot of these drivers, I mean, I know it's a track, but got to settle down a little bit as we see what happened here. We see 48 machine right next to Tom.
Oh,
right
it
in front of them actually was
happened,
Chummy, and I think, no, it was just, I think old Mark Miller got into the corner a little too hot on the brakes, and the car slid out from underneath him. That's the same thing we saw with the 48 machine earlier. Kept it rolling. And you were talking about Jason Day earlier. I was gonna say it, but then we pulled up Levi. He actually just won a championship at his local track. So congratulations to him. He's looking to continue the momentum here tonight from the real life racing to the virtual sim racing, as he is actually currently leading and looks like he has the momentum on his side. As I think that was just a choose cone right there, possibly. I don't know. Nope, lights are still on the pace truck, so that was not choose cone.
Well, that's on the backstretch anyways.
Oh, see, okay.
Good job there, buddy.
Too much alike. You did it earlier. You're gonna
Yeah,
hear
it's
us way too much.
It's bad up here in the broadcast booth, but it's really bad when you're on the track because it's hard to tell what side you go in on pit road. Very, very difficult at times.
It's still not choose. Oh,
Yeah,
it's still not choose cone.
I think it just was, wasn't it?
Nope.
Oh, no, lights still
on the track.
Might be single file. They did not complete a lap. I'm not sure what it's going to do at Bristol. We will see.
As Tempest in chat earlier said, where's Sam at? Sam broadcasts on Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday. And then Tanner and I broadcast Wednesdays, and Tanner does Saturdays for Street Stocks.
All right, Chris Carroll elects to take that bottom lane once again. If anybody's going to make it work, it's going to be somebody like Chris Carroll, Stephen T. Johnson, Jeffrey Clifton. One of those boys will eventually make it work. But we have to mention that Chris Carroll, he's been known to miss a shift or two, especially in these cars and street stock. So at 97 bit out front, he missed a shift. We're going to have another really quick caution. It's going to destroy some race cars. As I'm hoping the people that keep wrecking, it's kind of the same people. I'm kind of crossing my fingers. No, I can't say it on broadcast. All right, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing, boys. As well, there's almost contact between our first two leaders here. As
Yeah,
Carroll
that
did not
was
get a good
close.
launch at all.
That was really close. I thought they were actually gonna have some contact as Day clears him once again, and I don't know. Chris Carroll just clears so much distance going into the corners.
I think
He's driving it in deeper. I
a
think.
track like this, though, it's gonna hamper Chris Carroll if they ever do break out a long run here, because he is driving it in. You can see right there visually, like the eye test does not lie, driving it in so much deeper than these guys. That right front is eventually going to say no mas. I can take no more. As Stephen T. Johnson's all on the back bumper of Brian Zimmerman. Actually may have had some slight contact there. As Stephen T's going to try to look to the inside, but look at that car to start walking up the hill. Working that throttle, falls back in line to P4. That's Bristol right there. You got to live to fight another day. He wanted to make that pass. He might actually be faster than the 28 right now, but you got to be quite a bit faster. We say it every week. Getting to that driver in front of you is a small task compared to passing that driver in front of you.
That's very true. Even any track, even bigger style tracks. I mean, there's always a saying, getting to them is one thing, passing them is another, like Tanner just said. And I mean, it's very true. It's not easy to pass someone. It could take up to 10 laps to get past someone, even if you're side by side. No matter what you do, it's the outside gets such a run off the corner that you really gotta. Oh, his caution is out on the racetrack. But like I was saying, you really got to get a good run to the center of the corner. We are gonna go back and see what happened here for the caution.
I think it was Meetler. Oh, Brandon Mettler, BAM Racing Videos. 15 got the 43 of Bell right behind him. Car stepping out on entry. We've seen this all night long. That's the third caution right there. So these type of cautions.
It's bigger wreck than
I
that,
saw
too.
that. So these type of cautions, being a race admin, they don't make me as mad, right? These are just people racing hard. It's not people running over each other. But now something happened back here a little further back, as maybe they are just trying to check it for the wreck, and oh, yeah, looks like the triple-digit car of Nick Yates right then just kind of freaked out a little bit, didn't know where everybody was going out in front. As he's going to come out of this corner right here, and you'll notice it's also really hard to see right here, but he sees that car spinning. 48 gets into the wall, and then it's Jesus take the wheel after that.
Yeah, you're just along for the ride there as he, I mean, the whole rear end came off the ground when he got hit by Cal Butler. So that was a hard hit there as we were 26 laps in here tonight. Under caution once again for, I believe, the third caution?
I'm not sure.
I'm not keeping count. As we await the choose cone once again here tonight. These drivers are hanging back off the pace truck. Oh, they'd be. Oh, that's a nice camera angle right there. Get a nice shot of that. Number 52 Ford. What is it, a Thunderbird?
It is indeed.
Got the teeth on the front of the 97 machine. Brian Zimmerman with the USA Firearms Thunderbird. Nice looking car. And then the Hot Wheels machine. Flying Aces. Oh, we got some nice sponsors. That's a nice car right there. 9-Line Foundation. I can't. Is that Eagle Eye Towing? I can't read that.
I think so.
I think I'm gonna go with Eagle Eye Towing and then Skull Bandit. Is that what is Skull Bandit? Is that like chewing tobacco?
Yep.
W Energy, and we're back up front here. Choose cone this time by. See what we got. A lot of drivers going to the outside as we got Levi Allen. Like you said, he's gonna send it. Taking the bottom.
I like his camera, man. We got like a drone flying around this mug. Nice.
Oh yeah, bud.
Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah.
We are pacing. We're gonna wait for this truck to pull off the track once again. We're gonna let them loose. 28 laps into this race. Double file side by side. Through turn 3 and 4. Pace car is gonna turn off the track. And we are back under green here tonight. Jason Day on the outside once again gets a huge jump. Side by side for second place, Chris Carroll and Brian Zimmerman. Still side by side. Zimmerman with the run off of turn number 2. Down the back stretch and into turn 3. Side by side for 4th and 5th as well.
As Carroll went down low, and it looks like it may come back and bite him because now his teammate Brian Zimmerman in the 28 is now hawking the leader, the 52, and now the 1 car, Stephen T. Johnson's also trying to make a pass over the 97. As it looks like the train may be coming through the town for Chris Carroll, as Carroll luckily found a spot he could get up right there. I think Levi Allen and him are in the same Discord chat, so that helps for him, as I'm hoping this guy gets off the track right here. Hope he's going to pull right out.
Rolling.
There we go.
And look at that, Zimmerman's driving it in a lot deeper than Day, too. I wonder if that's why he's getting a good run off the corner. I mean, it has to be, right? He's backing up the entry, so he's...
Right, that's what's allowing Day to drive kind of away on exit. Now, I've also noticed Day's trying some different lines right here. He's not really exiting off on that high lane. He's driving it down some, getting away from that wall. That's giving him a little bit of wiggle room where he's not just going to push up and hit the outside fence right there.
Definitely a smart move, as we heard from drivers earlier, that this car is pretty tight. So I expect to see some drivers coming off the corner and getting a little tight, getting into that fence. With 34 laps in, I'm getting right now. I'd be getting a little concerned with tire wear after hearing you saying 20 laps. I know it wasn't 20 laps under green, but still, I've blown a tire here, and then there's not really much anything you could do. As a 48, I think he just spun down pit road. We are gonna see here. We got a 5-car breakaway right now, and they're all single file. I mean, nose to tail, and we got Clifton right there, right back there, lurking with Larry Bell behind him, the Skull Bandit. Chris Sawyer in 8th. Now we're racing side by side with Tom Freitas for the 8th and 9th position.
As we are, we see just 2 different packs within one big pack right here. You got 5th place on Ford, kind of just nose to tail, throw a blanket over his. Oh, Levi Allen walked it up into the wall a little bit, may have scratched off the Flying Aces on the right side of that vehicle. But it looks like everybody is mainly playing nice right now, and Jason Day looks like he may have the car to beat out here tonight. He's just, the way he's attacking these corners on corner exit every single time, he just seems like he's just a tick faster than everybody else here.
As he told us, he's been away for so long due to real life commitments with his son playing baseball and racing and work, that he, no matter how bad he feels, he wants to come out here and race tonight. And hey, I mean, he's led 40 laps, so.
He said, he actually said that if we see his car just pull down and he got off, it's because he just didn't feel good. I was like, brother, you're sitting P2 right now on the practice charts. You better not pull off. And right now, he's sitting P1 out pretty out front. Listen how early he's lifting. Listen whenever he hits this corner down here. That wasn't as bad as what I thought. Okay, that's kind of normal here. You can go in a little deeper with a super late, but I mean a super late, that's a ready-made race car.
And then you got the tour mods, you don't even have to lift, so.
Right. Look at the banking here, though. This banking, I've walked across this track only in 3 or 4, and it's amazing. Amazing how steep this track really is.
I'm sure it is. It looks really steep, and I know when they put dirt on it, they take some of the banking out, but even then, that's still banked pretty high. And I mean, I've walked down Stafford, and if anybody knows, Stafford's, I mean, it looks flat. There's a little bit of banking to that track, so I can only imagine what this is like. I mean, I've been on Thompson Speedway, that's got some more banking, but it's nothing like this. This is probably like if you're standing on the apron, it probably looks like you're looking at a wall.
You are. You basically are. About a full story, almost 2 stories up. It's insane. Look at our top 2. Let's get a far shot here, as you can see. Look at the distance they have created from P3. So Brian Zimmerman, Jason Day, they said it may have been a 5-car battle earlier, but now, no sir, it's a 2-car battle, and only a 2-car battle. As these 2 right here are actually side by side. Chris Carroll's trying to go to the inside. Levi Allen's trying to follow. So it looks like Chris Carroll made that bottom line work, or did Steven Johnson just basically say, hey, you may have won the battle, but the war will keep going?
Look who's coming up here quick, too. Brandon Mettler out of nowhere.
Brandon Mettler did pit on lap number 26. We were watching that last caution. Had a 23-second stop, so that tells me not only did he take fuel and tires, he probably got a little bit of damage fixed from that earlier incident. As I would have to venture a guess, Bam Racing Videos number 15 is on fresh tires because that Chevy Monte Carlo is rolling. Brian Zimmerman did 27 laps earlier, and he was a second and a half off the pace. Last time by, they put up a 17.47 second lap compared to the best is a 16.38.
Wow. That's pretty crazy fall off right there. As these top two are continuing to expand the gap here, I mean, they're nose to tail. They're pretty close. Not even a half a car length between the two. So.
I was hearing sirens in your background.
Yeah, they're passing my house.
Jason Raymond's going to jail, folks. He's going to jail.
As we've got Scotty Stevens in the chat saying 3 wide at Bristol ? Hey man.
In these cars, I hope not. As Brandon Mettler up to P3, going to try to chase down those leaders. As last time around the track, Mettler was a 17.4, but let's see what he is now that he's in clean air. That last time around right then was a 17.4. Let's see what the 15 machine can do here, but that's still 2/10 faster. I'm actually seeing somebody may have wrecked here. Nicky Yates going down pit road. But this time around for the 15 car, he is a 17.43, so that's 2/10 faster than Zimmy and a full 10th and a half faster than Jason Day. And he is currently 2 seconds behind, but he is tracking them down in a hurry. That's 53 laps on this set of tires for these boys. I can promise you one thing. They're feeling it. They feel it for sure.
I'm already hearing some radio chatter over the radio saying that the right front is cooked on some of these machines, and they're just praying for a caution. So I mean, tires are definitely playing a role here. I fully expect to see some right fronts go down anytime soon.
What drivers were speaking about some cautions, needing some tires? I'm going to guess Jeffrey Clifton.
Steven Johnson.
Steven T, huh? Did you see Nicky Yates coming off pit road? Or, sorry, excuse me. He likes to be called Nicky Yates. And the number, it's number 7, but I think it's like 666. It's, I don't know why anybody would have that number, for being honest, but.
I don't even want to say it. I just say 666.
Yeah. As Scotty's been to Bristol a few times too. We have a battle for the race lead. Brian Zimmerman, I think he sees Mettler coming. I think he knows it's time to get going. Jason Day has led every lap up to this point. Are those tires finally starting to show their wear and tear? But Zimmerman, he cannot be too much better off in regards to tires because Zimmy, I mean, he's been virtually right there with him. But they're side by side going into 1 and 2. But we're going to see if Zimmy can make that low line work. In order to pass on the low side, it's going to take a full lap around this track. You need to be to his inside on corner entry. You need to gain a little bit on corner exit, but then that next time on the corner, you're going to drive it off a cliff in there and hope it sticks. In the words of Dylan Hurt Jr., it's going to be slide job, slide job. As Mettler with the call of the race, already up here with them. That 2-second gap is no more. As that last time around, he was 3/10 faster than these guys. As, Zimmy may get to the outside of Day right here. Day is opening up his exit. That is showing the high lane of Zimmy right then. And look, Levi Allen's also driving these guys down. Levi Allen was actually faster than Brandon Mettler last time around. Levi has not went down pit road at all.
Saving those tires as we got some lap traffic coming up here. It's going to be interesting to see how they navigate through this as Mettler almost took it to the outside of Zimmerman.
Scotty's throwing shots at you in the chat, by the way.
I see that.
I heard that, Scotty, at the time, but I was like, I'm not going to play ball with it. I know the kid's trying to work up here. But I picked it.
A scanner. It's not a radio. It's just a scanner.
I picked up on it too, but I was like, I'm not going to play ball with him. He's doing a good job. Thank you, Raymond, for being such a good sport.
Just being a relief to Tanner up here. I'm getting beat up. It's messed up. He's got a side-by-side battle for, that's
a battle for the lead right there. That's Jason Day, Ryan Zimmerman, Brandon Mettler. We say this every week, but he's like, boys, I don't care which one of you it is, but figure it out. I got places to be. As Mettler's going to make the pass over Brian Zimmerman right here if he can make it stick on the high side. Lap traffic, the 10 car, the Tide Rod right there in front of Zimmerman. Zimmerman don't want to see that. But he's luckily he gets up in line as fuel window. We mentioned it earlier. It's like 90-something laps. Let me pull it up to make sure I know for certain.
Yep, 90 to 98.
90 to 98 laps. So you can make this on one stop theoretically. Mettler is not in that window, I don't think. He'd have to save a little bit. But he's sitting pretty right now as he is trying to make the pass. Can fresher tires make the pass on the bottom? He has about 32 laps worth of fresher tires. Actually, he has exactly 40 laps of fresher tires. Can those fresh tires work for Mettler in the number 15? Can anybody knock off the Mr. Maple Leaf muscle? He has led every lap up to this point. These boys are teammates over at 5 Kings Motorsports. Will that come into factor here? Will Mettler just ride? If I'm Brendan Mettler, I got fresh tires. Sorry, buddy, I love you, but at this point I'm saying I love my teammates, I love my teammates, I love my teammates.
Man, this looks a lot like last night. I'm just saying. 5 Kings Motorsports teammates 1-2. One of them is more hungry than the other, I feel like, but
Well, one of them was
deja vu.
one of them was sitting with a 28X too. Hey, tell me Free just made a crash. Let's go back and see what happened.
Flat right front, I'm calling it.
I think it is. That's why I wanted to go back and see. No caution on the speedway though.
It definitely is a flat right front. No, he just pulled off. I think it is. I think it might be because the way it just went up the track there. I'm gonna assume it's a flat right front. Is Brandon Mettler to the inside of Jason Day again? Gonna be battling here for the lead. Zimmerman just gets another run.
Luckily for Friedis, though, he caught that quick, right? He minimized damage right there. But I said in the keys to success here, you cannot afford to pit under green flag conditions. Now let's watch and see how many laps actually Friedis loses on the top of the True Sim Productions ticker. Shout out to Mark Arthur for making me that ticker too, by the way. Got the old Fox style broadcast. Hope you're loving it. Hope you enjoy tuning in every time True Sim Productions goes live. We have another battle for the race lead here. Zimmerman going down to the bottom. He's known as Mr. Restrictor Plate around these ways, but he's showing he can get around a half-mile concrete oval as well. So let's see.
Hold my beer. I'm going for the lead. I don't care how many lap fresh tires you got.
You know what Stroh Light is?
I don't actually.
It's beer. Yep.
Is it?
Yep. Zimmy may be able to clear him right here. This is what it takes, though, at Bristol. You gotta just basically hang on the bottom, and eventually you will be able to get clear. As 28, he's going to drive it off in there really deep this time if he wants to clear the 52. But not able to make it stick. Oh, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he'd be excited because he's getting ready to see slide job. But Day is kind of blocking it right now. He's running that middle groove, not really giving. He's not pinching Zimmerman down, but he's not giving a whole lot of room there. Oh, Chris Carroll, 97, is down pit road here. So the pits have become active.
Tires go down rather quickly now.
Once the first one or two starts to pop, they go quick.
They do indeed. This is a very tight battle for the top 5 now. Oh wait, nope, top 4 still. Tom Friedis throwing his name in the hat.
Tom Friedis is on fresh rubber. He had a 1:02 stop, so I guess he was out of fast repairs.
Yeah, taking some damage.
As a caution now would really throw an entire wrench into this entire race right here. As Carroll only lost 1 lap right there, only had a 12-second stop, so that may have been just only a 2-tire stop. As look at these guys, Tom Friedis in the 32, trying to put those fresh tires he used, go up there and muscle a lap back the hard way. Tom lost 5 laps pitting under green.
Wow, yeah, that's not ideal.
But now he did have to sit there and get some damage fixed, right? But still, 5 laps. You basically go from a contender to a pretender right there just because you had to pit under green flag conditions.
Yeah, that's very true, and these guys are duking it out still for the lead, as I don't know how.
This is one hell of a battle for the lead right here. I don't understand how Jay Zimmerman and Levi Allen are all contending with this set of tires that they got. Stephen T. Johnson's doing really good back here. We heard on the radio a while ago, Stephen T. said, guys, my right front's about gone. And right at that point, but now looky here, 52 went down low. Maybe the 52 might be pitting here, but now the lap car is kind of blocking Mettler. As
Take it
he's
3 wide.
as
he's
it's
going
getting
to.
to. Oh no! Slight contact between the 15 and the 52. As no harm, no foul. They keep it going straight. That was going to be a beautiful team chat after this.
It would have.
Oh my goodness.
I would have just gone and grabbed the popcorn.
As 15 car, he loves seeing that high side open up, but not able to do anything when that high side is currently being held down by lap cars. They're going to be 3 wide for the race lead. 52 kind of bobbled.
Oh,
Mettler
no.
solid. And no! Jason Day gets turned. That's going to be a caution on the speedway. The drivers that pit. Oh my goodness. Please don't tow. Please don't tow. Stay out here, Day. Stay
There
out
he
here, Day.
goes.
Stay out here,
I
Day.
think his right front's. I think his tires are broken.
Stay out here, Day. Don't tow.
Let's see. He's rolling. Seems
He's
to be
good.
already.
He's
It's
good.
underway.
He's good. He's got a fast spur.
As I don't know, man. I think if I was Mettler, I'd put his 2K character's face on the back of that car, scare the competition away.
Amen to that. As you see, Takers down pit road. Mettler used the tire strategy to get himself in position, track position, key to the race. And now remember, 4 sets of tires in the pit. So yes, he's 1 tire set short versus these guys. But I promise you, they just went 87 laps. As a 3 car don't have a right front at all.
Completely gone.
Like completely non-existent. So Mettler, although he is down a tire set, if there's not more cautions to come here, that's going to be the move of the race right there. We're actually going to see if we can talk to Mr. Mettler, or as we like to call him in the world of 2K, Mr. Big Ugly. He's got this character never on rhythm, always looking like he's just a freaking fish out of water. Brandon Mettler, you are live in the booth. Do you have a copy?
That's just foul.
Not as foul as your character, brother. Not as foul as your character.
You got me there.
Raymond said you should actually put that on the back of your car to kind of scare away the competition. And I'm kind of digging it. Kind of digging it.
Well, I don't think there's anything off limits from what I can have done in the
Right.
past with paints and everything like that. So it's not the question.
Well, I know my mug was on your car for quite a while with a heart next to it. So, Mettler, anyways, brilliant move. You elected to take tires on lap 26. Nobody else did. You went the distance with them. So now you're really not even behind anything, right? Lap 85, Zimmy did beat you out of the pits. Racing hard right there. Kind of, it was kind of time to go at that point, right? You saw Day kind of slip up, went underneath him. And I think Day and Tron ended up getting together right there. Talk me through it and talk me through how the car felt.
Yeah, I mean, I started at the very back the last restart. I know I had tires, and like I was telling you guys pre-race, the tires in between what they were longer in the run and beginning of the run is absolutely night and day. And I mean, the bottom is not great here, and I can still pass guys on the bottom, in the top 5. So I don't have the tires to get past everybody, but Jason Day was up there, and obviously we're good friends and race along together and the same team and all that kind of stuff. So I want to work with him as much as I could, keep him in the lead, and try to pull away from everybody else. But Black Cart just right there in the groove, trying to pass him for 5-10 laps, and top 5 was all behind him, and he just stood in the other way and just kind of screwed us all up. But anyways, still got a long race to go, and looking forward to seeing if we can stay up front. Looks like they are so far so good.
Alrighty, folks. Well, there you have it. There's the 15 of Brandon Mettler, Mr. Bam Racing Videos. Elected to take the outside here as the lights are off on that beautiful Chevy Silverado. Good luck to you, number 15. Now we're all on the same tire stretch. It's only one thing to do. Raise hell and praise Dale. Let's get it.
Appreciate it.
Yep, good luck, buddy. I wanted to talk to Jason Day right there as well. Let's see. Day came out. He's going to be restarting in the 6th place position right here. Zimmy is the control car on the outside. Levi Allen gets a decent jump, but nothing compared to Brian Zimmerman out front and pretty. See if the 21 is able to clear the 15 as they're side-by-side battling for the 51 and the 15 here. Clifton had a very quiet night, which I know he's been probably super emo with that quiet night. So, we got a wreck in the back of the pack. Go figure. Was Larry Bell involved? He better not have been involved.
He was.
Y'all better leave Larry Bell alone, dude.
No, poor guy, man. He just can't avoid it. Let's see what happens here.
Oh,
Show
we got
me
Blinky
gears.
McGee right there.
Oh, he
Just
gets
walks the car
loose.
sideways.
Not too bad of contact. He seems to be all right. Everybody
Well,
seems to be all right.
Honest to God, can't believe they're caution for that.
Was a caution. Yeah, right. Like last night, there was like 16 cars wrecked on the front stretch, and there was no caution.
At a Legends Oval, at that.
Yeah.
At a Legends Oval. I let that one go. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to throw it on that one. I watched 3 more guys spin. I was like, all right, I'm throwing a caution here because the game's broke. So I broke my golden rule, and I threw a caution last night.
I feel like we had to, man. I mean, I was coming up on them, and they were clogging up the track. It probably would have just been way worse than it was right now.
Maple Leaf Muscle, you were alive in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you're probably PO'd right now. Got up there battling with your teammates and other guys in the same Discord chat. Came up on lap traffic, and ultimately the 52 paid a price and pretty hard lick. But you led every lap for the first 70, 75 laps. Tell me what the 52's feeling like now.
I'm feeling like I'm lucky because I got hit under caution as a leader earlier by a car coming up on the track, and then got hit by a lap car there. So yeah, I'm feeling lucky that I'm still in the race. So yeah, I'm having a good time.
Do you think we got, what, 40, a little bit under 40 laps remaining? Do you think you got something to get back up there and duke it out with these boys?
I think so. Zimmy's going to be fast. Levi's fast. Clifton's always fast. Same with Mettler. Mettler had a good run, and Chris is back on the lead lap now, so that's scary.
I noticed that as that run went on, you were kind of using the middle of the track day, and you were driving it something similar to how we do Martinsville, right? Doing a diamond type effect. Was you doing that mainly just kind of trying to combat how the tires were feeling, or is that just something you discovered?
No, that was just to make it rotate a little bit. It was getting, I was burning up the right front there, and it was just really tight. If you ran too close to the wall, it was going to push up. So just trying to get it to rotate.
You know what your tires were after that 80 lap run?
66.89.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's y'all could have done this race on 2 sets in the pits then. Okay, all right. Well, that's good knowledge, right? It's the first time doing this series, so I'm learning still with the tires. Well, all right, Jason Day, good luck to you, buddy. As you took the outside lane once again, good luck. Maybe we'll talk to you at the end of this deal, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Maple Leaf Muscle right there. And the number 52 machine. As Clifton said, boys, they drag everywhere I go. Clifton has a like a lifestyle kind of like me. I've been known to let mine drag a little bit. Clifton's letting them drag right now. He said, I'll go to the front row, down low, but does not get the jump he needs. Mettler also went to the front row right there. Zimmerman is just head and shoulders, just blowing these guys out of the water on these restarts. We look at the 21, Levi Allen. He was the pole sitter, and folks, he was a pole sitter for the reason, because now he is back up into P2, looking at the back bumper of the 28 machine. Now these guys are basically teammates, as Jason Day also to the outside of the 51. So you live by the sword, you die by the sword. 51, he wanted to try to roll the dice, hopefully not crap out by taking that inside lane. And you see here, he's going to go from front row to P4 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take.
You were just yawning. You were yawning.
I was not.
You was yawning. I heard it. I heard it when you started talking back. Wow. How can you be bored with this type of racing action?
Oh, I'm not bored at all. I'm just tired.
Folks, do me a favor. Wake him up. Hit that thumbs up button. You know what time it is, boys and girls. It is time for the MF Racing Design's Best Paint Scheme of the Night Award. Raymond, you old tired girl. I'll let you be tonight's first choice.
All right. My choice for the best paint scheme of the night is going to be the number 21 machine, Levi Allen. The red, white, and black machine.
He just got in the wall. So your pick is the 21. Oh, man. As soon as you picked me, he went up in the wall, so I don't know if I should...
Are you yawning too?
No, I said, oh, man. As soon as you picked me, he went up in the wall. Oh, what's Clifton doing here? Oh, I know what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, and yep. Adios.
Alrighty, so my pick of the night is going to be I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go with the
Tide
number
Ride?
10 Tide Ride of Dustin Lamb. I kind of like the way that, I like that car back when, freaking Ricky Rudd drove it. Darrell Waltrip actually drove that version of it, I think. Oh, Tide Ride's getting loose. Ricky Craven drove it, so Tide Ride is very, very, very synonymous. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what you're trying to say, so I can't help you.
It's been around in NASCAR for a while, right? So when I think retro, that's about as retro as it gets. The Tide Ride, number 10, and your pick was Levi Allen. I'll agree with you on Levi Allen as the best paint scheme of the night, though. I will go with that. I like the 21.
As we got some stuff in the chat that I can't take care of. You go deal with that. And Jason Day worked his way back up to second. Gonna now close the gap on Brian Zimmerman. We saw those two were the two front runners basically all night long. 26 laps to go. It's gonna be, like we said, one thing to close in, but another thing to pass him. Is I'm interested to see if he can get to him and give him a little bit of pressure for that lead with 26 to go if we go green flag from here on out.
Folks, I want to apologize for the spam we were seeing in the chat. Me and Sam have been working behind the scenes to combat that. True Sim Productions is in no way affiliated, and in no way do we condone that kind of stuff. So I do apologize for that. If we do have kids watching, we will always work to try to get it off there as quick as we can. Sometimes it falls through the cracks. I'm not sure how long it stayed there that time, but it is now gone as we are back green flag racing. As Jason said, 24 laps to go, 23 at the line. And Zimmerman has him a pretty good distance over Jason Day right now. Almost a full second, but Day last time around, I was going to say it was faster. He was actually a tenth slower last time around.
As look at that. The second, third, fourth, and fifth place cars. That's plural. There's multiple of those cars there as they're on nose to tail battling it out as Chris Carroll's trying to make his way back up through the field after going a lap down due to having to pit under green flag conditions. I will eventually figure out what I'm trying to say.
Kind of an off night for the 97, I think. I know he did get up front for a little bit, but he never really stayed there. Where you seen the 97 kind of come out and dominate, especially on these short tracks. I don't think the set really gels with him. We can jump on board and see if he's spazzing out and doing all his shenanigans with the wheel. But normally he's freaking out with the wheel, but I think this set's too tight, as you see a little bit right there.
Yeah.
You can tell by how much
Not as bad as he normally does, though.
he's cranking that wheel, trying to get that car to rotate. And we may have a wreck on the track. Dustin Lamb, he jumped to the pits. But yeah, Chris Carroll, not even a bad night. He did come into the night as the points leader, so that's always a good thing. But currently sitting P6 outside the top 5, as I'm trying to actually go look and see if he has finished. So out of 9 races, Carroll has finished inside the top 5, 8 out of 9. He has 2 race wins of the season. Brian Zimmerman has 2 wins. So Brian Zimmerman, Stephen T. Johnson, Carroll, and Jeff Ford all are tied with 2 race wins apiece. Can one of those gents take the advantage here tonight as we now have 17 laps to go here at Bristol? I noticed Stephen T. Johnson is trying to make a move over the 52 of Jason Day, looking to the inside. Zimmerman, he's loving seeing this because that second lead has now turned to 2.5 second lead, especially when those guys got side by side. As Day's kind of falling off the pace right now, getting Levi Allen to get around him as well. Something may be going on with the 52 camp. Are you hearing anything about it?
I haven't heard anything, but I'm kind of wondering if fatigue is setting in a little bit.
Yeah, it could be. You're looking at 130 laps around this track, and you get no sense of any time to rest whatsoever.
Even when you're sitting on pit road waiting for the jack to drop, you're sitting there getting ready to peel off, so you don't even get to rest when you're sitting there. As we got 14 laps to go. Laps are starting to tick down rather quickly here tonight.
And Stephen
Bristol,
T.
Last Great Coliseum, I think that's what it's called, right?
The last great Coliseum. It's Bristol, baby. Can Stephen T. close in on our race leader, Brian Zimmerman? Or is Zimmerman going to say, just make me Mr. Race Winner, not Mr. Restrictor Plate? Zimmerman won at Talladega, won at Legacy Daytona last week. Can he go back-to-back as we're going to be 12 laps to go this time by? The laps, you blink, you're going to miss it. They're turning 16-second laps. Actually, last time around was a 17.39, but fastest car on the track was Brian Zimmerman in the number 28 car.
As we see, he's got a half a straightaway lead on second and third, and yeah, Day's starting to fall back a little bit. Brandon Mettler got around him. There's
Day's in the wall right there.
To the wall.
And I'm noticing Day's brake rotors in the front are really glowing. I'm not really noticing that on anybody else. Look at those front rotors really glowing right there. Let's see if we can get a shot of Mettler's. Of course, we're going to go to the wrong angle.
As his aren't glowing, I don't see them glowing, so not sure.
A little bit of a glow, but not.
I see it now a
they're
little
kind
bit.
of orange more than red. And when the more hot they get, the brighter red they get. Days were, they're pretty much on fire, it looks like. Shout out to Brian Zimmerman, though. Qualified P3. I don't think he's right outside the top 4 all night. Kept himself in contention. Looks like the car is completely squeaky clean. Come into tonight's event, he was P2 on the board. He's a race behind. He missed a race. He's a family man first. Racing comes second. I love that about the guy. I, luckily enough, got younger children right now, but in about 2 years, my iRacing time is going to dwindle to probably nothing when they start playing sports. But Zimmerman came into tonight a race behind, basically. There he is. This is the 10th race. Zimmerman's only done. This is his 9th race. So Zimmy, if he can pick up win number 3 here tonight, I know we're counting the chickens before the eggs hatch. We're 6 laps to go. Everybody's pretty spread up, but now lap traffic, that's coming into play here tonight. I was wondering if lap traffic would ever show its ugly head. And it looks like it is right now. As it was telling me, Nick Yates went around. As Zimmerman's looking down low underneath the 3 car. Kind of got by pretty quick. I bet Tron just kind of said, just come on by, buddy. You deserve it. But Stephen T. Johnson is slowly but surely just keeps falling back more and more. Last time around was almost 4/10 slower than our race leader.
You know, I'm kind of curious. Did Zimmerman take 2 tires on that last stop?
I've looked at the pit time, and it's hard.
He won the race off pit road. So he might have taken 2 tires.
It's so hard to really tell. He had a 22-second stop. It's so hard to tell. Steven Johnson's brake rotors are glowing pretty good. Posted or Levi Allen, he is hounding the 1 car, Mr. Hot Wheels here. As we are now 3 laps to go. It's all Brian Zimmerman up front.
As the flag stand starter getting ready to put up those popsicle sticks here tonight, as they are now out. 2 laps to go for Brian Zimmerman to get back-to-back win number 3 on the season if he can hang on. Coming down the backstretch and into turn 3, got some more lap traffic.
He's
gonna work
got
down
a
the bottom.
5-second lead though, so he can almost just ride right here. His white flag is out on the speedway. 129 laps is in the books. This is the final lap around the last great Coliseum. As this is it right here for Brian Zimmerman. Mr. Restrictor Plate showed he is very diverse. Number 28, first person to break the ties of 2 wins apiece between himself, Steven Johnson, Chris Carroll, Jeff Ward. And number 28 car just got him win number 3 on the season. Stephen T. Johnson, Bright Home P2, Levi Allen. Very impressive night for the 21 machine. He's actually really new to these 87 cars. Bright Home P3, Jason Day, feeling under the weather, led the first 60, 70 laps of this event. Got caught up with lap traffic. Mettler went to pass him down low, 3 wide at Bristol. It hardly works at Talladega. It's not going to work at Bristol. Day paid the price. Still, very solid P4 finish. And Brandon Mettler brought home 15th. Let's see if old Zimmy is going to burn it down for us right mature or not.
Right mature as he is. He's going to slide that rear end out as he's trying to get it going. There he goes.
I was really hoping he'd get
the fence.
If he get over close to the wall, I'll have a cool camera view for it, but he's not doing it.
As he is going to work his way around. Steven Johnson's going back to turn number 3 as we are going to go. Oh, look at that camera shot right there. There he goes. Still burning it down. He wants to blow that car up, I think.
Tonight's winning moment is brought to you by BAM Racing Videos. You like sim racing? We got you covered here on True Sim Productions. Also, shout out to our team, Five Kings Motorsports. We have live streams, point of views, out our windshield. You get to hear how the team talks and communicates over at Five Kings Motorsports on YouTube. Give us a like on Facebook. But you like sim racing? We have you covered. If you like real life grassroots racing across any short track imaginable, you need to look up BAM Racing Videos over on YouTube.com. Again, that is BAM Racing Videos. That's Brandon Mettler. He travels all across the United States, mainly the southeastern portion of the United States. He's actually stationed in Charlotte or around Charlotte right now. Goes to any and every local short track you can think of and televises and videotapes their big short track racing events. Look up BAM Racing Videos. Guys, the kid's blowing up. He has a video with over 400,000 plays on it now. So, be a small piece of his success. Go hit that sub button, thumbs up a video of his, and let him know we sent you. I know he'd put a smile on his face. I'm really good friends with Mettler, and I hear and see the amount of time and work he puts into that. But now, folks, let's see if we can dial up Mr. Levi Allen. He's almost Canadian, but he's not. He's from Port Angeles. I've actually went Google Earth with Chris Carroll. I see how close he is to Victoria and how close he is to the island right across the bay. And this time, he bested the Canadian boys. Levi Allen, you are in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I got you.
So P3, Levi, I saw you actually slip up a little bit there at the end. Got into the wall ever so slightly, but with you and Steven Johnson battling, and Zimmerman was basically out a man on an island. If there was ever the caution come out, late race caution, you think he had something for him to battle with him?
I might have, but it was so hard to pass. I don't know if I could have.
And Levi, I was talking about it there at the end of the race. You're fairly new to these cars, aren't you? You don't race them very often, do you?
I did a lot of league racing stuff when they first came out, but I haven't touched them since.
So Zimmy, I just messaged him. Levi, the races here in Cricket Line for the past, I'm going to say 3 weeks, but probably longer than that, they have been messy. Tonight's race was no different. It was messy. I'm glad to see you came back with us, buddy. I want to tell you this off camera, but I'm going to tell you right here where everybody hears it. You're somebody I value in this league, so thank you for coming back. I'm super stoked to see you finish P3. Also a good-looking car, by the way. I like the Flying Aces machine. You also won the best paint scheme of the night with that car, so congratulations not only that, but finishing P3. Thank you for coming back, Levi. Who we got to thank for number 21 here tonight, buddy?
Ooh, I got to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. You do an awesome job every time. I got to thank the Pillars of Performance guys because they're always in the Discord with me, helping me out. Showing me the hacks and stuff.
All of them but Chris Carroll, right? All of them but Chris Carroll. We don't thank him.
Yeah. That's probably about it.
Well, you got to thank yourself for having the talent because you got up on that wheel. Bristol tonight, how difficult was it here tonight in this car versus you raced with a super lates? How different was it?
Oh, this car's a handful. That's for sure.
Night and day, huh? Night and day.
Yeah.
But right on, Levi.
Having oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Definitely having sorry again. Well, definitely having force feedback with these cars makes it a whole lot harder. I had it like turned up to like 90 when I first came in here on accident, and I couldn't even drive the thing.
I feel like you're driving a boat out of water, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, Levi, congratulations on not only the P3, but winning the best paint scheme of the night, buddy. I'm sure we'll be talking to you. Keep coming. We'll be talking to you, I'm sure, buddy.
All right, man. See you next week.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. All right, and then there was our second place finisher. Got in here late. I would hate to see what this kid does. I call him a kid. He's like my age. I would hate to see what this kid does if he got in here and turned some practice laps because you can always tell he fires off a little bit slower when he comes in here late, especially these A7s. These A7s are weird cars. They're hard just to come in and have it, right? And Stephen T qualified P6, ended up finishing P2. Stephen T, you are live in the booth. You got a copy?
It's about time I get to join you at the end of the race and not during it for once.
Man, hey, I don't want to hear that. You got 2 race wins. You're sitting actually pretty in the points. You've missed 2 races, so those drop weeks are really going to come into factor for you, I know. there towards the end, you and Levi Allen, if that was for the lead, that was going to be hands down one of the best battles we've seen other than the street stock finish at Wilkesboro. But Brian Zimmerman was just a man on the island out by himself. I'm going to ask you basically what I asked Levi right there. If there's a late race caution, 3-4 lap shootout, did y'all have something for Zimmerman? Did you have something for Zimmerman?
I don't know, because my issue was that I was able to hang out kind of top 3, top 4 most of the race, and then on the pit stop, like I said, I came in super late, so I missed the driver's meet, and I didn't realize it was single pit road, so I went down out of 2, and then I realized my mistake and ended up in the back and had to drive my way back up. So if the cars were equal, I don't think there's a way to get around Zimmy. I mean, he pretty much had it locked down from the lead position, but if the caution came out, I was going to swing forward, go get tires no matter what, and see what happens.
Right. I mean, I talked to Tom before I put the session up, and I was like, what's tires like? And he told me they were getting used up pretty good, right? So that's why we elected to give y'all as many as we did. Naturally, it was probably too many, right? But first time ever doing this series, we live and we learn. But still impressive for you to come out here. You didn't turn any practice laps, right?
No, I got home late and just basically hopped in qualifying, was my practice, and then away we go.
Well, I mean, I told him I'd hate to see what this guy does if he gets out here and turns 30 laps of practice. Well, Steven, it's been fantastic seeing you. I was actually worried. I didn't think you're going to make it tonight. And I want to see that points battle continue to heat up. I think we got 2 races left. Congratulations on P2 here tonight. I know you're looking for win number 3. Who we got to thank for the Hot Wheels machine here tonight?
Appreciate you all getting this league put together and put on the pretty awesome broadcast. You know, these are really enjoyable to go back and watch, and just enjoy doing it. I mean, these are kind of meant for fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're having fun doing it. As long as y'all keep coming, we're gonna keep on doing it. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for coming out, and congratulations. I'll get you back down to your race team, let you celebrate your P2 finisher tonight.
Appreciate it. Catch you in the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy. Alrighty, folks, so you know what that means. There leaves only one. Mr. Restrictor Plate is no longer just Restrictor Plate. You cannot tie him down to just one style track because he went from 2.5 miles down to a half mile. And he put the whooping to him. Only driver here tonight that actually not only got out front and stayed there, but got out front and ran away from the field. Ended this event with almost a 6-second lead. Brian Zimmerman, before I even toss it over to Jason for the interview, do you have a copy first?
I got you, bud.
Zimmy, you gave us a lap around this in qualifying. Maybe something we got to do every week now because obviously there had to be some type of good luck. But my main question, did you take 2 tires on that last stop or was it 4?
I went with 4.
All right. Well, there you go, Jason Day. The floor is yours, buddy. I was wondering
Jason
up here.
Day.
Or Jason Raymond.
All right. Well, we know you're here, Zimmerman. Here and probably pretty happy after that race. You were up there all night long, running a P2 behind Day for a while there, and then he got involved in a little incident with a lap car. Came down pit road, thought you took 2 tires, won that race off pit road, and got a great pit crew apparently. And then, I mean, you just drove away. Take me through that last run there and how you were able to capitalize on that pit stop.
Well, it was for one thing, that racetrack was a 1-lane track. It was tough to make a pass on the inside. You definitely had to be on that outside, and we made a good run. We were running behind Jason, maybe had a little bit better speed after he got some damage early. We were faster than him probably for about 30 laps there, but you just can't make a clean pass. Once he had gotten a little bit of front end damage, he started to push a little bit. So that track, clean air made a difference. Once I was able to get out front, I was able to walk away from the field just having clean air. I think that really helped a lot. It really, you wouldn't think it would at a short track like that, but getting out front, once I broke out to a second on those guys, be honest with you, the last 20 laps, I was kind of saving 15, 20 laps because I was afraid we was going to get a caution and I was going to have to make a decision. So I tried to start saving the right front. And the slower I tried to go, the faster the car was going. So it's kind of weird. Maybe found a little trick there towards the end, backing off. I was lifting towards the end there at the start-finish line, just coasting it in, and it seemed to pick up speed. So all in all, it was a fun race. It seemed like it was a lot of mess in the back. I know it's just a tough track to run side by side, but all the guys we were running with ran a good, clean race. It was fun running with them.
Definitely a good and entertaining race from up here. You guys put on a show as always, and Who do you got to thank on that beautiful number 28 machine?
Well, I definitely got to thank the guys that are letting me run with them. They're Chris Carroll with the Pit Lizard Boys. Those are a lot of fun running with those guys. You got Chris Carroll and Larry Bell. Levi Allen's been running with us. Tonight we had Jason Day drop down and Brandon Mettler, all those guys just hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. So it's fun running with all those guys. And but really just like to thank you guys at Five Kings and at Crooked Line throwing on these races for us. Everybody that's watching, make sure you give a like there. Help us with the broadcast. But looking forward to watching y'all's broadcast tomorrow. And just appreciate all you guys do for us in the league. Just giving us something fun to run. Almost any night of the week we want to run. You've always got us something ready to go.
There you have it. That's Brian Zimmerman, driver of the number 28. Put on a show for us tonight. And like Tanner said, you're no longer just Mr. Restrictor Plate because you took 2 miles off the racetrack and you were still putting on some dominating performances. So congrats on the win. We'll let you get back down to your team and celebrate that one.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. We'll catch y'all later next week.
Later, Mr. Brian Zimmerman. Race win number 3 for the number 28 car. As we have the final results there. Look at that. 5-second lead. That in and of itself is impressive. When you look at the name on who he was above 5 seconds or out in front of by 5 seconds, that blows me away. So Zimmy, Stephen T. Johnson, Levi Allen, that was your podium finishers here tonight. Jason Day, we mentioned, he led 60, 70, 80 something laps, but ultimately brought it home P4. Still a great finish for the number 52. I know he's going to be depressed down about it because he's a racer at heart. He feels like this one probably slipped away from him because he definitely had the fastest car towards the beginning of his thing, and as the race went on, I think he had a fast car. I actually think he turned the fastest lap of the race that I'm kind of just looking through the list. 5th place, Brandon Mettler, Larry Bell, right home P6. Chris Carroll, top 10 for him. Very solid night, but a down-off night for Chris Carroll. Johnny Miller, P8. Chris Sawyers in 9th. And Chris Paul Hamus in 10th. Folks, want to thank y'all for tuning in and sticking with us. Glimpse behind the curtain. We have a dirt series firing up. Not tomorrow, but starting next Thursday. Crooked Line Racing. We're getting rid of the asphalt. We're going dirt racing on Thursday nights. 360 sprint cars. Hope to have y'all there. Message us at Crooked Line Racing on Facebook.com. If you want any info or to get signed up, we'll get you registered and ready to go by Thursday. But tonight, we put a bow on Bristol. I'm kind of sad. I love this track. Wish we were coming back to it next week, but sadly we're not. As I'm not even sure where we're going next week. It may be another driver vote as we have 2 races left. Want to thank y'all for tuning in. Want to thank Raymond for joining me. We'll be back out on track Saturday night for the Crooked Line Racing Street Stock Series as we're going to Martinsville, is it, Raymond?
I believe so, yes. Let me check real quick just to make sure. As we will be headed off to Martinsville.
So, Paperclip in the Street Stocks. Raymond don't really run for points on Saturday nights, but kid's been running pretty good. Are you racing this Saturday?
I am.
You might as well go ahead and commit to points for this season.
Yeah, I'm committing. I've had 2 decent runs. One, last week was a little bit of a mistake, but it's all right. We're going to just go and keep trying to, I'm going to honestly try to capture wins, but points is definitely always in the back of my mind. You know that. You know that more than anyone.
So Saturday night, the Paperclip, we'll be back short track racing, and then this Sunday, Blazing Pedals, Sam and Terry up in the booth. But for myself, Tanner Marr, Jason Raymond, we're going to close up shop here tonight. Want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you're still with us, hit that thumbs up button. And until next time, we'll see you.